Hi guys, it's Lindsay and today we are making pancake breakfast cupcakes with bacon, chocolate chips, blueberries, the works. For anyone who's ever wanted to eat cupcakes for breakfast or pancakes after dinner, here is your perfect excuse. These pancake breakfast cupcakes have a really light, fluffy pancake cupcake, and then we're gonna make some maple buttercream frosting, and we're gonna add really fun pancake mix-ins like chocolate chips and blueberries and even some bacon to really add some fun flavor combinations. So to start, we're just gonna take 1 cup of pancake mix, and today I'm using Krusteaz Buttermilk pancake mix because it's really gonna make the pancake cupcakes come out really light and fluffy and tender. And then to that, we're just gonna add 1/3 of a cup of sugar to sweeten them up a little bit. And I'm just gonna mix that together so it's nice and incorporated. And then for the wet ingredients, we're just starting with the 2/3 cup of water called for on the back of the box. And then we're just gonna add a little splash of vanilla, that's 1 teaspoon, and a large egg to hold everything together and help them rise nicely. And we're just gonna mix the wet ingredients together really quickly so they're all incorporated together. And then we add the wet to the dry and we give it a little stir, and our pancake cupcake batter is ready. Like 3 easy steps. So we're just gonna mix it together gently until it's fully combined. It's okay if there's a few little lumps remaining. Just like pancakes, you don't wanna overmix them because you don't want the cupcakes coming out tough and chewy. We want them to rise nice and airy and fluffy. So now that our batter is ready, we are just going to get it into our pan. And today I'm making a recipe for 6, but you can definitely double or even triple the recipe if you want more. And since the batter is a little liquidy, here's my little trick for getting liquidy batter into the pan. I'm just gonna pour it in a measuring cup. And then we're just gonna fill the pan. And don't worry about filling them too high because these aren't gonna spill over the tops and make a mess. They're gonna rise really beautifully. So it's okay if you fill them more than halfway full, unlike regular cupcakes. So we just want to distribute all the batter between the 6 cups, and they're ready to bake. So I've preheated my oven to 350 degrees, and we're just gonna bake these for about 14 to 16 minutes until they're nice and slightly golden brown on the top, and they're ready to go. So let's get these in the oven, and then we can start working on the frosting. Okay, so now that our cupcakes are baking up in the oven, we're gonna start on the maple buttercream frosting. So for the frosting, we're just gonna start with 1/2 stick of butter, which is 1/4 cup, and then we are gonna beat that with an electric mixer until it's just nice and creamy. And then I'm just gonna add a pinch of salt, and this is just gonna cut the sweetness down a little bit and really round out the flavors. And then we're ready to add our powdered sugar. And we're just gonna add 1 cup of sifted powdered sugar a little bit at a time. And I have my mixer on low speed so the powdered sugar doesn't come puffing up in my face. And it might look a little dry at first, but it's all gonna come together once we put in a little cream and the secret ingredient, the maple syrup. All right, so we have our sugar and butter all incorporated, and I'm just gonna add a tablespoon of heavy whipping cream, and this just gives it a little moisture to get everything going together. And you can definitely substitute milk or half and half if you don't have cream. And as you can see, it's getting really creamy. So now I'm going to add the maple syrup. Now you just need a tablespoon or 2 if you really want to amp up the maple syrup flavor. You can add maple flavoring extract, but I'm just gonna start with a tablespoon. There we go. And you can add another tablespoon if you want it a little more flavorful, but the maple syrup is going to thin it out a little bit, so if you want a little bit of a thicker frosting, I'd stick with one, and that looks nice and creamy. And you can amp up the speed and mix it for 3 minutes so it gets really nice and creamy and fluffy. And then we're gonna see if our cupcakes are ready and get the frosting on and add the toppings. All right, so our pancake cupcakes baked up gorgeous, and our frosting has come together. You can see it's really nice and smooth and creamy. So what I'm gonna do is just spread these on and start frosting them. And this is the fun part, because you can add as much or as little as you want and do little swirl designs on top. So this recipe makes just enough to cover the cupcakes. If you wanted to make a double batch to really pipe them on high, go for it. I think this is the perfect amount, and it's nice and smooth and creamy, and it's gonna go amazing with these light, fluffy cupcakes. I can feel the fluffiness when I press them. They're gonna be so good. And these really have an awesome homemade look to them too. And now we get to the best part. We're gonna add the toppings. So you can add your favorite pancake toppings. You can do like some sliced bananas and walnuts. You can do a little cinnamon sugar. Here today, I'm starting with chocolate chips because when I was a little girl, I always used to put handfuls of chocolate chips in the pancake batter when my mom was making them. So this is always my favorite. And you can sprinkle them on all over. I'm just gonna do a cluster of a few on top. Go nuts with them if you want. This is really fun if you want to lay out a bunch of toppings for kids to get to create their own, or at a Sunday brunch, letting adults like with a mimosa bar and then a pancake muffin bar next door. Here is some crumbled bacon. And this salty sweet combo, you guys, with the maple and the creamy frosting and the salty crunchy bacon is amazing. And this is really fun too because it's really unique. And people really don't see bacon cupcake, pancake cupcakes every day. So that's a really fun one. Or you can stick with classic blueberries. You can do some sliced strawberries. If you don't want to do the maple frosting, you could do like some whipped cream and fresh fruit on top too. And so there you have it. And these are, do you want me to break? Okay. You don't have to ask me twice. I'll break one open and eat one. I was gonna go for the chocolate chip, but I think I'm gonna go for the bacon because it looks so good. All right, so here we go. Oh my gosh, so light and fluffy. And you guys don't have to do the frosting if you don't want to. I'll leave a link to my little mini pancake muffin dunkers where I took the bacon and the chocolate chips and the blueberry toppings and I just baked them right into the muffins and served them up with a little cup of maple syrup for dunking. Those are really fun too. So I'm gonna dig into this one. Can you hear the crunch of that bacon? That salty crunch with the sweet, smooth frosting and the cupcake that literally tastes just like a pancake. You guys have to make these. They're perfect for your next brunch get together, sleepover party for the kids. These are awesome. Thanks for stopping by, guys. I'm gonna check out the other flavors. See you next time.